Okay, welcome everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, depending from where are you listening. Welcome to the webinar of the Master in Science in Nutrition and Food Systems. I will be your host tonight for this webinar, so please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Michel Fleman. I'm working at the International Training Center at the Faculty of Bioscience Engineering here at Ghent University. One of my main responsibilities is being technical coordinator of the Master of Science in Nutrition and Food Systems. First, I would like to announce the first speaker of tonight. This is Professor Karel Lachat. Karel Lachat is Associate Professor at the Department of Food Technology, Safety and Health at Ghent University. He is the Director of the Food System and Nutrition Program. He lectures nutrition disorders, food and nutrition policy, and food and nutritional epidemiology. So, Karel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Michel. Nice to meet all of you virtually and giving me the opportunity to present the program. So I am what they call a study program director, and I host the study program committee, which is a small group of people, including students, that watches over the quality of the program. And I will take this opportunity to walk you through our master program to explain what our vision is and how we structure this program. I have a lot to say, but I will try to keep it brief, and I will use about 10 minutes for my presentation. You should be able to see my slides in a minute. So we are talking here about the Master in Nutrition and Food System, which is a Master of Science, and you have seen we have a beautiful logo that was designed by one of our students. To give you an idea how our program is structured, this is the intake profile of the students that we have welcomed this year. So this is the intake of 2025. We have welcomed 46 new students from a variety of countries. You can see some of these countries there. They are European, but they're also non-European. And every year we have a beautiful diversity of students from different backgrounds, dietary habits, interests, and food system typologies. Most of the students are female, but I think every year we manage to attract quite a decent share of male students every year, which we like because we want to cherish that gender balance as much as possible. So our program has been around for a long time, and and this is important, we focus on population nutrition from a food systems perspective. So our focus is on populations. If you're more interested in food technologies and the product as such and how it is produced and safety, you may have to consider another program. We are dealing with populations, population nutrition, and the consequences and the interaction with food systems. We consider population nutrition from local dimensions, but we also interact carefully with international dimensions. So we bring the broad international challenges on changing dietary habits, their impact on food systems, but we place that in a local context as well, using a variety of examples from different contexts and countries. This is a food system, in case you're not so familiar with it, the concept that we use. So it embraces aspects such as the biophysical environment, food production technology, the value chain, the markets, up to, and now I'm then in this area here, how a consumer chooses food, what that consumer eats, and ultimately what the effect that food or that diet has on its health. And then also, again, how that reverts back to the environment. So we use a framework on food systems, and that is also reflected into the curriculum, where you will touch upon various aspects of that food system in your program. So we foster systems thinking. So we stimulate and encourage students to think broadly on how food systems, societal aspects, influence and interact with dietary habits and nutrition of populations from various backgrounds. I give you an example here of a local food policy that we interact with carefully, and it's the one from the city of Ghent. The city of Ghent was one of the leading cities to establish the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. It has been very instrumental to shape urban food policies here in Belgium, but also internationally, and it has been awarded several international degrees. So we study how a city like Ghent deals with its food system challenges and how practically that is done in an urban context, using the city in which the university is placed as a learning lab. So our vision is to have students that have a strong background in nutrition. I will come back to that. We want students that can act and work as a nutritionist, but from a food system perspective. So they should be able to talk to farmers, to policymakers, to NGOs, to societal actors, to food industries, for instance, to support healthy diets and nutrition in various contexts. So the way we do that is we build two special competencies, which is related to diet and nutrition. There's a strong technical foundation on diet and nutrition, combined with a focus on food systems. And then transversally, we support that with transversal skills such as communication, collaboration, and creativity, where we support students to communicate findings, to communicate opinions and perspectives, to collaborate between disciplines, between cultures, and to creatively use their knowledge to find solutions for the problems identified. We think our curriculum is future-proof. We really want to deliver students that are ready to take on 21st century issues and that are capable of acting in a scientific and an integrity way to deal with these problems. You will see also that we bring in societal challenges in our master program, and we also provide space in our curriculum to have electives, so students can choose courses to specialize and get to more experiences that tailor to their interest and talents. The admission requirements are focused on a broad intake of disciplines. We have a broad intake of students. You need to have a bachelor's at least to enter our master programs, and we do have a focus on beta sciences with clear minimum requirements for biochemistry. You need to have at least 3 credits of biochemistry, 5 credits of organic chemistry or food chemistry, and 5 credits of statistics to enter our program and to complete it successfully. This is how the curriculum looks like. It's a 2-year, 120 credit program. The first year contains courses that put everybody on the same page. So basic courses to make sure we all start with the same background knowledge. The second semester contains 1 elective and then some other courses that build on these first semester courses. The second year gives you space for mobility. You want to do an Erasmus, you want to do an international mobility for your master dissertation or an internship, you can do that during the first semester in the second year. And then we all meet again in the second semester of the second year for 2 mandatory courses that really foster these transversal skills. And you will also complete your master dissertation, which is an individual piece of research that you will conduct, present, and defend. We're actually going to transform you from an individual into a superhuman and to a superhero and make sure you're ready to tackle the 21st century problems, which are wicked and challenging and require strong professionals to engage with. I briefly come back to the internships. We have a couple of internships which are not mandatory, they're electives. Some students prefer to take additional coursework, but we have the option to do an internship. And that can be online, that can be on-site, or that can be international in various forms. You can do a short internship of 20 working days. You can combine it with another one, or you take a longer internship of 2 months to get some practical and professional experiences. From next year onwards, we will start with a new type of internship, which is called an urban food lab, where we will send our students, or a selection of students at least, into an experience internationally. So they will travel to Vietnam, they will travel to Ecuador, Tanzania, and also a Belgian city, possibly Ghent, to deal with real world problems. So they will work with an NGO and interact with urban food challenges as we see them in a variety of contexts. And so we will support students also financially to go there, and they'll be received by our partner institutions and an NGO we work with, which is called Ricolto. So this will be piloted from the next year onwards, and then we're planning to repeat that for a period of 10 years. So we hope to see you in one of these master classes. But okay, there's a selection process just to make sure that we send the right students to our partners in the other countries. There's also scholarships, but that will be dealt with in another follow-up conversation. When you graduate from our program, you are ready for a job in a public institution, for instance, an NGO, a city government, or the UN. Or you can also do PhDs. I think about a third of our students continues for PhDs, either at Ghent University or another university, and some also make it to the private sector. Food industries are also on our radar, but especially if they have an R&D department. So people who want to work in the clinical setting, I would advise to take another master program. People who want to really work on food development, food technological aspects, I advise you to take another master program. We have a beautiful master program on food technology as well in our university and faculty. We also work very actively to make our program accredited. So we are actively pursuing program accreditation. So when you graduate, you can register as a nutritionist or an associate registered nutritionist at the Association for Nutrition in the UK. We are making good progress. So by the time this new cohort comes, I expect that we have a program accreditation achieved. Right, I will end my presentation calling on your attention to these videos. We have beautiful videos that describe what I have just tried to explain in pictures. So you see here students that walk around in Ghent. This is the previous cohort. We have another beautiful video that explains how they work in Ghent University and how they interact and how they learn from the city. This is Hannah explaining how she was working, but we also have other students that will deal with that. I think I have jumped my slide deck here by starting that video. This is another student that does an internship at GIZ, and I want to draw your attention to this call here, which is our alumni page where you can follow updates on our program. So if you scan the QR code, you'll be brought to our LinkedIn page where you can find updates on our program. And with that, I hand it back over to Michel for the next speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, Carl, for this nice presentation. I hope you all learned something about the program itself. But now we will go to two testimonials, one from a current student and one from an alumnus. We will start with a current student. We'll start with Elena Byens. Elena is a second year student from Belgium. She did her bachelor students, her undergrad here at Ghent University as well, and is actually currently doing an Erasmus exchange in Oslo, Norway. Elena, up to you.
So hi, I'm Elena and I'm a second year's master student. And I did my bachelor here also at Ghent University, and I studied biomedical science in my bachelor. So because the master has like a very broad spectrum, it also focuses on the medical aspects, but it goes way broader than that. So you have things like nutrition disorders and human nutrition that are really close to my bachelor, but then there are also courses in agricultural, social, and sustainable perspectives of a food system. So that's something that I really liked because it broadens your vision on the food system topic. And it's also an international master, which I think is an added value. So as you've seen in the first slide, there's a lot of students that are not from Belgium. Also in my year, there's one other girl from Belgium and all the rest is international. So I think if you want to work with people from all over the world or get to know people, I think it's a really nice opportunity. And I've also noticed that Ghent University, especially for international students, does a lot of student activities in the first weeks. So you will definitely get to know other people, even if you don't know anyone yet when you're starting here. And the thing I also like about this master is that you get a lot of opportunities. So as they said, I am doing an Erasmus exchange now in Oslo, in Norway. But I also did last year a shorter Erasmus exchange of a week at the University of Porto, where we looked at tradition and innovation in foods and how they can coexist next to each other. So I feel really that I am already active in the nutrition world and not only passively studying the material. Also, if there are nutrition events in Belgium going on, we usually get the chance or get the opportunity to join those. So you're not just behind your desk all the time, but of course, we all need kind of the same baseline. So as we have said, everybody has another study background. So in the first semester of the first year, there will be a lot of theoretical classes. The two classes, food chemistry and statistics, are known to be the biggest theoretical blocks. So it can be intense because there's a lot of classes in this first semester, but I think it's also a nice way that you can really bond with your classmates because you will almost see them every day. And then after that, it will become way more practical. In the second semester, we make projects, we have to work a lot together in teamwork, which is, I think, also a very good thing because I think we all need that in our careers later on. And then also how Ghent University asks questions is usually problem-solving questions. So also in my bachelor and also in this master, they tend to focus on applying your knowledge in a scenario. And this will also be shown as examples in the first semester, like how do we ask questions? How do we expect you to not just learn the course, but really apply it in a problem-solving way? And how is this evaluated? So I think they're really clear in that in the first semester, what to expect from your first exam season. And then to end, I want to say just the general student life in Ghent. This is my 5th year that I will be a student in Ghent, and I really like the city. It has a lot of rivers, it has a lot of parks, so if you feel the need to find some peace, you definitely can do that in Ghent. But it's a student city, so of course there's also a big nightlife. There's also a lot of student organizations. There's the possibility to do sports for a really cheap price. So I did Pilates in my bachelor with my friends, which was really nice, but there's way more other options to do. And then I think one of the most important things that you will need in Ghent is a bike, because everybody bikes here. That's the best transportation. It's the easiest, it's the fastest. Even when it's raining, you will get used to biking everywhere. So I think that's a nice addition, maybe a change for you if you're not used to that. So yeah, that's my testimonial.
Okay, thank you very much, Elena. Thank you for this nice testimonial. Next up is an alumnus, Emma van der Meulen. Emma is South African, working as a nutritional specialist at the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, currently based in Cape Town. She works as part of the dietary intake and food composition team. She's an alumni of this program who graduated in 2023. So, Emma, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, thanks Michelle. Yeah, as Michelle said, I'm Emma. I'm South African. I'm in Cape Town at the moment. And I was asked to tell you a little bit about why I chose this program and what happened to me after graduation. So I'll be quite brief. Um, I also did a bachelor's in genetics and human anatomy and physiology. But I've always had a deep interest in human health, and I was looking for a job that was related, but not a doctor and not necessarily in a lab. Um, and then I thought I also always wanted to work for a big organization like the WHO or an NGO or something like that. And during my undergraduate, I found my nutrition courses really interesting. Um, and so I was looking for courses and I saw this one and it really piqued my interest because I'd seen other masters in public health and masters in public health specializing in nutrition, but this was the only one that really had a broad focus on food systems as a whole. When I did it, it was called Nutrition and Rural Development as well. So that also made me think this is applicable to where I'm from, because a lot of people in South Africa also suffer with food and nutrition insecurity. Um, and I also wasn't 100% sure that I necessarily wanted to work in NGOs or public organizations. So I liked that it also had courses like food marketing and even food chemistry, which could like poise you for a role in the private sector or academia. And in general, I loved my time in Ghent. The faculty is super supportive. I had a really nice time. And then when I graduated, I started an internship at the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN in Rome. Um, and I was asked to say whether I think that the course prepared me for professional life. And I really must say, I think so. So after my internship, I started working the job I'm doing now, which is also at FAO. But in my internship, I was in the market linkages and value chains team. So there we were doing a lot of work on like mainstreaming nutrition into like businesses, especially in lower and middle income countries. And I found that the set of courses that really helped me there were courses like sustainable food systems, food and nutrition policies, and project design, which were all included in the course. And then after my internship, I started this position that I'm doing now, which is much more related to dietary intake and data. And then I found my courses in statistics, nutrition epidemiology really helpful. And I found the transition sort of seamless. I don't think I struggled and I felt very prepared. And I think it's also due to the nature of the program being so broad and covering so many different aspects. And I also find where I work, we have a lot of people from different specialties like fisheries or forestry or so on. And there's always something that I know about every person's job from the course, even if I'm not an expert. And I find that really nice. Because it gives you a really good overview of the current issues in the food system that we face today. Um, so yeah, I think Carl summarized it well, that we are very prepared in both the technical aspect of nutrition and the food system aspect as well. Like we have very good coverage. Um, and yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Emma. Thank you for this testimonial. So I see there are no questions appearing for the moment, so I think we can end this. If you still have any questions, of course, you can always contact us. You can contact me or Professor Karl Lescha with any question. We will help you on how to apply. On if you have more questions about living in Ghent or whatever comes up in your mind, please do not hesitate to contact us. So last, I would like to thank you to participate in this webinar. I would a special thanks, of course, to our speakers, Professor Karl, Elena, and Emma. Thank you, thank you. And hopefully, I'll see you next year in Ghent in September. So thank you and see you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.